Hello, my name's Andrew Fidler. I'm the owner and broker here at LaPlante Real Estate. The question at hand is, why invest in Toledo, Ohio? If you can invest nationally and pick any town, any city in the country, why here? Let's start with location. The city of Toledo is located in northwest Ohio, touching Lake Erie, and we are connected north-south by the Interstate Highway I-75. I-75 runs from Key West in Florida all the way to the UP of Michigan. And then if you run east-west, we have 8090. It's a toll road where we live, but 8090 runs from California all the way to New York. So from a logistics and trucking standpoint, we are a renowned location. Any large carrier has a hub and a connection here in town. It is of note that Amazon just does not have a facility. There are 3 Amazon facilities in the Toledo area. We have 2 warehouses, and then we have a trucking logistics location as well. In rail yards, the city has so many yards that they're actually specialized. So we have multiple rail companies that are operating, but their capabilities are car repair, rail car repair. We have a hump yard where they're actually building trains to be able to get shifted around and moved across the country. Intermodal containing is that square container that can go on a truck, it can go on a train, it can go on a ship. And so we have 2 intermodal facilities, north and south, to be able to move those containers between rail and truck. We don't do any shipping that I'm aware of, but we move them between rail and truck here in town. But the shipping docks, we have the Toledo docks here in town, and that moves coal, iron ore, and grain out of the Toledo area. We are strong enough in shipping that there is a Toledo public school system, Toledo Maritime Academy. It's a K through 12, and they're specifically set up to be able to prepare mariners to be part of that trade. And then, of course, we have the Great Lakes that are connected to the St. Lawrence Seaway, so we also can get international shipping. You know, you can get oceanic shipping. When you look at employment here in the city of Toledo, ProMedica is our primary employer. That's a hospital system, and ProMedica has so many facilities here in town that recently, when they bought St. Luke's Hospital in Maumee, a suburb, it was ruled an antitrust violation, and so they had to divest themselves of that hospital. So they've kind of saturated their presence in town. And the University of Toledo has a medical campus to prepare doctors and skilled healthcare workers to kind of feed into the profession. Manufacturing, we have Dana Corporation. They are an automotive parts supplier. Their world headquarters are here in town. And then we have 2 Chrysler facilities and 1 GM, that's manufacturing plants. And then we also have First Solar, who researches and produces solar panels, and they're based out of the Toledo area. Publicly traded company, so very, very kind of an exciting aspect to not having automotive manufacturing to be the only thing that occurs in Toledo. So the city of Toledo is a cost-effective option for residents. We are 15% cheaper than the national average for cost of living. Mind you, our utilities are 3% higher. So as you invest in Toledo, be aware that if you have a multifamily where you're stuck paying the water bill, it will be higher than you've experienced in other towns. That's why my personal portfolio is based on single-family homes, where the resident then, we pass along that utility consumption to the resident in the form of their water, sewer, and their trash. The average income in the city of Toledo is lower to take advantage of that cost-effective standard of living. It's 30% lower than the national average for individuals, and then 29% lower for families, for households. This is a target-rich environment. We have an estimated 120,000 households in the city of Toledo, properties in the city of Toledo, and 50% of those are estimated to be rentals. So from a market penetration standpoint, you have 60,000 units that are available for investment here in town. And then the average home price in the city of Toledo is $135K, which translates to a 62% discount from the $357,000 national average. Significant note on the housing stock in the city of Toledo. The average age of Toledo homes are 56 years old. So you're going to be investing in properties that have some wear and tear on them. There is a little bit of communication that goes into the renovation and then the rental side of just helping residents understand how to interact with houses built in that era. Additionally, we have a majority 3-bedroom home, 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. As you get to know my personal portfolio and the direction that I've focused on, I've commoditized the purchase of a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, and just made that something that our company is comfortable managing 500 of these with 500 roofs and 500 water heaters, 500 furnaces. But once you have your contractor base, once your maintenance and staff base is used to interacting with the same cookie cutter type of property, it is very scalable. And that's what brings us to the company's reality, which is also my family's investing strategy, and that is that we follow the Warren Buffett of keeping all of your eggs in one basket and then watching that basket. And so that's why we invest exclusively in the city of Toledo. That's why the property management company that I own and operate exists and operates exclusively here in the city of Toledo. If you were to draw a circumference of the area we service, it's about 30 miles when you take into account the suburbs. However, the cost of those properties and then the return is low enough that ultimately it's not, an entry-level direction. We recommend 43612, 43613 zip codes as a default area of entry. From the standpoint, 43612, by the way, is also where our office is located. So it's where my portfolio exists, and it's also where I invested to purchase our office. But those zip codes are high enough quality that residents are really seeking to rent those spaces, and they don't want to lose those houses in eviction. And then similarly, the price of the properties is low enough. They're still under 100K, so you're still able to beat the 1% rule. So the cash flow still makes a tidy return, provided that we don't have high interest rates, and the bank is who's actually eating all of your profit on the back end. But at the end of the day, that has been why the city of Toledo has been unique from a national standpoint, and it is also why that is the town that we choose to represent and take great pride in offering responsibly managed rentals that return you a steady return of investment and profit monthly and annually. So thank you very much. We appreciate your interest in the city of Toledo, and we hope that you'll invest with us soon. Thank you.